Beep beep, what is up ninjas? My name is Semworld and it's time to show you guys how to make New Year style drops, main stage style drops. You know the deal, main stage revolution pack is going to go up in price on Friday, so if you haven't gotten it, make sure to get it, and if you can't afford it, I totally understand. We released some freebies with it that you can check out on the Evil Sound SoundCloud. Make sure to cop those freebies. I'm making a sound bank for you guys for free as well. It's going to be for Silent One or Spire. I have a couple of presets laying around that I can bring together to give it to you guys for free. It's going to contain some of these sounds as well. So be hyped for that shit, guys. Leave a like if you like that. And let's get straight into this. So, first step we are going to be doing is picking our big room kick. So, what we're going to be doing is going into the drum section of the pack. We're going to go to the big room kicks, which are going to be here. And we are going to be picking a kick. Now, I think I want to go with the kick of G this time, because I love the way the kicks in G tend to sound. They have a really big low end. And that's what, you know, New Year style drops is all about. Having a big low end with a big sound on top of it. So let's get that in. So G4 sounds good. This one sounds amazing as well. So it's between these two. I think I'm going to go with the boom, the bomb. All right, so we're going to drop that here. And we're just going to, you know, duplicate that across here. So we're going to be at 130 BPM as well. So once we have this, that's our basis there. Now, I like to always have like a build up to my, whenever I'm working on a drop, because it tends to hype me up. Like the build up tends to hype me up. So we're going to go into the fill section of the pack. We're going to get some long fills. There's going to be a total of 15 in the pack here. Okay, this one sounds really dope. So we're going to drop this one in here. Fuck yeah. And now we're going to grab a short fill. Let's go with that. Let's lower volumes here. Kick at -6. This is called anchoring the kick. You want to mix everything around your kick. So if your kick's at -6, usually you're not going to have anything louder than that. That's why this strategy tends to work really well. Mixing engineers call it anchoring the kick. Now you know a new word. But let's keep going. All right, let's add some of these rises from Raf Kawel. We're in the key of G. That sounds really dope right there. And we're just going to drop that in. Now, I am working on a vocal pack for a new pack coming out this month with Cell Recordings. Just teasing you guys a little bit. It's going to be insane. A lot of groove house kind of funk style kind of stuff. And it's going to be amazing, being made by one of the, you know, artists that released on there. So,
bring it down, bring it down, bring it down.
Let's see if we can get something from this.
Get down to the sound. It's time to bring. Are you ready for the drum?
I think I like this one.
Are you ready for the drums?
So let's try.
Are you ready for? Are you ready?
And we can put these. Are you
ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? So we're gonna have that on the build up here. Again, I like to do this. This is not part of the tutorial, but I like to have something like this because it hypes the shit out of me. Like, it just makes my ideas start to go, fuck, this is insane. Like, I can do this, I could do this, I could do this to the drop. And this is just preparing yourself psychologically for that ass whooping you're about to give people.
Are you ready? 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 Are you ready for the drums?
Move this in.
Are you ready for the drums? Are you ready for the drums? Are you ready for the drums?
All right, cool. Now let's process this a little bit. Just that OTT, honestly, because right now I'm not liking the way it's sounding. It needs to be a little bit more tight.
Are you ready for? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you?
And then maybe.
Are you ready for the drums?
We'll leave it like that. That's good enough for me, right?
Are you ready for the drums?
All right, now the next thing we're gonna add is this is gonna be inspired by one of the New Year drops from their Ultra main stage, from their Ultra set. So one of the things that in the pack we did is we looked a lot at the Ultra sets that they had and what kind of music they dropped, and we wanted to bring those type of sounds to you guys. So one of the things we noticed were these type of drums that, you know, me and Ralph were noticing in the songs. So we decided to get that in, and the way they're made, honestly, is you grab a snare drum and then you add like these drum military snares and you kind of widen it a bit so you have this layer to it. This is how these are made if you can't afford the pack, obviously, but I'm sure you can find it in other sample packs that you have laying around. So it's gonna be this one here. So very, very cool to make these drums. So we're gonna add these.
Are you ready for the drums?
All right, so there we go. We're gonna have those shots. That's, you know, that's just there. If you can find drums that way, I'm sure you can. In other sample packs, if that you have laying around, maybe then you can use them as well. Now, this doesn't have to be. You can use brass stabs here. You can use other stuff, but this is just what we want to put because that's what NWYR tends to do a lot. So what we're gonna be doing is just making sure there's no low end on that sample. Tune. Which there is gonna be some. So let's get rid of that. Remember, the kick's already covering the low end, so you may think like, wow, when I cut the sample, it sounds thin by itself. It's not about how it sounds like by itself. It's about how it sounds like with everything playing. That's the main thing that I think a lot of people fail to understand. Now let me turn the AC up because it's getting hot in here. There's some fire boiling here. All right, so let's keep going. So now we are going to be using a lead, and then, you know, we're going to talk about what to add with the lead and all this cool stuff. So we're going to add the lead, Serum Effects here. And Main Stage Revolution. Now, the one I really liked and I think that they used was Move Over. Okay, so let's see if we can get something going here. And again, this is just the idea. We're gonna polish it up and everything.
Are you ready for the drums?
All right, cool. Now let's add here the transitions that we have from Ralph. We'll use the G sharp one maybe here. I love these transitions, man. These are magic right here. They just make the whole difference. Complex.
Are you ready for the drums?
Y'all, it's just getting high, bro. All right, so let's go in here now and be like, you know. So we're gonna have something like that, which is what they have in their songs. Okay, so now we're gonna add it's gonna be like here. So we're gonna add that here. And then we're gonna add little shots here that are gonna go into it. So these little shots are really gonna help. And we're gonna try and get this. Let's see if that works.
Are you ready for the drums?
And then we're gonna add that here. We're gonna add here just this up note here, which is, again, up a semitone is always like a badass note in big room house. And this is something I teach some of my Patreon apprentices. It's the notes that they can use when they do a drop if they want to hack it, if they're out of idea. So now let's make sure we have here some legato to go with this, and I think we should. Let's add a little bit. Let's get rid of this kind of modulation that we don't need. There we go. And then here we're gonna have a little variation. We can go. Let's maybe go here to the 5th. All right, let's try this. Maybe we can do up an octave.
Are you ready for the drums?
So there we have it. Now we need to get this to sound good. So what we're going to be doing is inserting the W&W effect. Guys, this effect is badass, and I've been getting a lot of questions on how to do it in Logic Pro and FL Studio. So if you guys know how to do it in your perspective DAW, make sure to leave it in the comments, and whoever leaves it, I'll pin the comment and I'll put a little heart on that, a little kiss for you. So once we have this, we're going to be doing the W&W effect. So again, we want to use a large hall type of reverb for this, and we're just going to go with it. Large hall here. Let's go with a main hall, actually, a main stage. And what we're going to do is just increase the decay on.
Are you ready for the drums?
Now, what we're going to be doing again, in the song that we are referencing right now for this drop, W&W don't sidechain it at all. They have it in the stereo, so everything's happening in the center of the mix, and then the reverb stays in the stereo the whole time. However, I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm gonna go with the original effect that they use a lot, because I kind of want the reverb to come duck in and duck out. So what we're gonna be doing again is just big size, big decay time. You want that to be fully in stereo. Now, one of the things, again, Husband has been making videos, so if you guys like him, make sure to go follow, hit him a subscribe, hit him a like, you know, and say Semworld send him. Watch his tutorials. That guy does amazing tutorials, and I think he knows more than me when it comes to this genre of music as well. But as always, guys, you know, it's there. You have different outlets to learn from. All right, so we are going to be putting this up here, and we're going to be reducing a little bit on the mono signal. This is just a strategy, a technique that, you know, mixing engineers use as well to kind of get that wideness.
Are you ready for the
We have it on the side. So you can see the power of that. Now let's add a bit of a compressor here, a glue, to kind of just have it, you know, sidechain to the lead. This is generally what you need, a sidechain, and we can control the sidechain with the release here. I'll put like 8 seconds, and we'll do the taste.
Are you ready for the drums?
Let's lower volume.
Are you ready for the drums?
So we're gonna have to process this lead a bit more. It's sounding a little bit too thin, and it's gonna be due to the remap we have here. Let's add a little bit more of these lows here. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be processing this lead. We might have to add a couple. Let's boost the highs. We'll add here. And let's see if we can add some sort of effect to this so it can sound better. So let's do a Camel Crush, which, you know, a lot of people are using nowadays. We'll use the British clean. Or there we go. That's what we were needing, actually. Let's lower here. All right, cool. Now we have to clean this up. Let's lower this volume for. And this is gonna have a little bit of reverb, so let's get rid of. Now we're gonna add the EQ. There we go. Before, now we kick. Now we're gonna miss. Now with this, we do want to get rid of those lows we don't need again. So let's do a cut here. So we just do that over here, not in the EQ. Now we add the snares. So let's check.
Are you ready for the drums? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the drums?
So we're gonna have to EQ a little bit out on the kick drum, because remember, the lead is playing with the kick drum at the same time. So we're gonna have a couple of problems here. We're also gonna have to sidechain the lead, but we're gonna have to reduce a bit on the kick drum in the center here, and maybe a little bit here to let this lead breathe a bit.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the drums?
So you can see it's at 465. So let's make sure the kick 465. It's around there. So we're gonna reduce just a tiny bit there.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the drums?
All right, so what we're gonna be doing now is just doing a little Lfo Tool on the lead, so we can sidechain that. We're not gonna sidechain again the reverb here. We can if we want, but for now I'm not. So what we're gonna be doing here is just moving this, because we want to let the click of the kick come through, and that's it. And we don't need to go all the way down, because the lead doesn't have any of those low frequencies, so we can be up.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the drums?
So now we're gonna process these drums very easily. Usually how I process the drums, and I've shown people. It's a glue compressor, and we can just in there. We're gonna do parallel compression, so there's a preset in there, drum parallel, that we can use, and then we can just adjust to whatever we want here. So the idea of this, again, look up New York compression, and it's a really cool technique to have. Some people don't like it because they say, oh, it's just the volume increasing. And while that is the case, at the same time, you're bringing up a couple of things from the sample or that you're using. I'll bring that up. And I'm going to add a bit of saturation as well to it. Alright guys, and with a little bit of fine tuning, we get it to sound pretty decent. We would have to be here, reference the track that we were trying to sound like, get a reference here. But this is going to be how the drop sounds right now. So it sounds dope. Now, one of the things I'll give credit to W&W for this drop is that reverb they have on the sides. That is massive. Props to them. I don't know how they got that reverb to sound so clean, because right now I'm not liking the reverb that we have here. But other than that, you know, those are some of the ways we can mess with this. Now it's going to sound like this. And again, all we did was we EQ'd like this. We used the Camel Crusher, a bit of OTT here. I did add it before going back to the tutorial because I wasn't liking the way it was sounding. Now, let's say that we want to change this up. Well, we actually can. All we're going to have to do is just delete that. Go into our lead, you know, here, and just come up with something. Now, remember, all this processing we did is going to be for this lead. So if you choose a new lead, it might not sound as good. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's go with Melodic Destruction here. As you guys can see there, let's get this over here so that we can get that vibe. I think this is the low pass or something's happening here. Oh, yeah, number 8. Let's open this up. We have some reverb on this, so let's get rid of it. We don't need that. We already have that camel.
Are you ready for the drums?
So the idea there, guys, is that I want you guys to be able to do this so that you can get close to getting to sound like that, you know. And again, this is just an idea. Let's say you don't like these snares, then just fucking change that out for something else. But notice how all these elements come together to give you a very professional sound, and that was my goal with this. I hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial. It's very chill. We started from that thing again. If I could go back to it, I'm holding Control-C. You know, we took off some of the stuff there, but you guys get the idea. We need the other preset. And alright guys, I'll see you guys next time. Take care and have an amazing day.